guess what? High value men want to be with other high value men and other high value women, and so vice versa and so on. Now in your 30s, you're not a kid anymore, and basically people will start to judge you based on your age. They will look extra closely in terms of, people you hang out with, your style, your income, and especially, do you go out a lot? Do you drink a lot? Do you get drunk a lot? Now, you could say on the one hand, well, I don't care what people think about me, and good, more power to you. I also don't care what people think about you, but I do care about myself in the sense of, am I building strong networks? Am I building relationships with people who I respect and want them to respect me, because it needs to go both ways? And especially, do I want to have high value men in my life, and do I want to have high value women in my life? Which obviously a high value man consists of different attributes than a high value woman, but I want to have both in my life. And then in that case, it really does matter if they respect me and what they think about me, and if they want to have me in their life. So when we talk about the best things you can do in your 30s, a big effort and a big focus should be with networking and meeting people. I talked about this in the 20s video, but here it really consolidates. So if you haven't figured out your network, your tribe yet, the best thing you can do is move somebody where there's other knights. If you watch the 7 levels of the social pyramid, level number 4 is the knight. It's where you collaborate with other people. And in your 30s, you must be in that stage in your life. You cannot be a lone wolf anymore. You need collaborators. So if you're in a place where there's no other nights, you need to move. If you don't know where to move, try stuff out. Book an Airbnb for a month in this city, then in this city, then in that city. 3 months gone, you should have enough capital to afford that. And then you will have a much better idea of how the world works, where people are. There will be different places where mentalities are different, right? That place is more focused on finance. This place is more focused on hippie dancing. This place is more focused on marketing, entrepreneurs on their laptop in cafes. Whatever vibe fits you, but you need to find other tribe members. Then have to experience with those tribe members in your 30s is what we call monk mode. So that means locking in with your peers, like here, this beautiful villa in Turkey, where I'm with 4 other guys, and we are working for 6 weeks on our online businesses. I'm filming a lot of videos, the other guys working on their sales funnels, and so on. You have to experience this at least a couple times in your life. It will be an incredible revolution in terms of productivity, and you should not miss out on it. A lot of networking here. You want to also meet more people in the industry you're kind of like settling into. 20s was about exploration, kind of finding your voice, finding your vibe, finding your skill set in terms of what are you naturally gifted at, and then maybe doubling down on that. In your 30s, you want to meet more people in that niche. You want to become, connected to the expert in that niche. Obviously, everybody should have hobbies, and you should not only do the things you're good at, but in my opinion, you should not make necessarily your passion your job. Most successful business owners do something really boring and they became really good at it because they're naturally gifted at it. And then you can use that money, you can use that time freedom to do what you really love. But, I like photography, but do I want to make it my job? Hell no. That would be so annoying to be needing to deliver photos to clients all the time. I am working on something that I'm naturally gifted at and that can also make me money even if it's boring. You want to meet more connections in your 30s in that industry because it will be really useful to be connected to the experts, to the thought leaders in that niche. You can then use that influence, those connections, and combine it with deploying capital to get exposure, to get connections, and to get mentorship from these people. Because some people don't even offer mentorship. You have to literally convince them. Or some people promote you or connect you or let them in their circle if you have something to give, or in general, if you're just a cool guy. So if you are not making connections on a weekly or monthly basis in your 30s, you have to change that. This is not good. You cannot be the lone wolf. I'm repeating myself here, but it's really important. You have to think, who should I meet next? Or who is running this type of social circle? Who is running this kind of business? How do people get into that? Maybe I should look into this. How can I be more in that industry? Where do I have to deploy, I don't know, 10K to get an introduction and some mentorship from this guy? Where can I spend money in educating myself in that specific field where only a few people know about it, and so on? Whatever your thing is, you want to use money now more in order to get access, exposure, and mentorship. Next life hack and great thing to do in your 30s is, if you make over 100K a year, get a virtual personal assistant, somebody who helps with stuff. This can be claiming insurance stuff and you just send her the invoice and she loads it up, doing some of your personal finance and supporting you, finding flights for yourself or your girlfriend, or solving certain visa problems. Even if she only saves you 4 hours a month, that's around 50 hours a year, and your hourly rate should be by then, I don't know, around $200. Well, that is $10,000 she's saving you. You can get that, you can pay someone that amount of money and still even make a profit in that sense, and save you the mental energy that is wasted on those tiny tasks that could be done by someone else. And the real benefit is usually much higher than 4 hours a month. I know for myself, it's actually at least 5-6 hours a week that a personal assistant just takes off my plate and deals with at a very reasonable price. I do recommend, when hiring assistants, maybe somebody in your culture. Of course, there's really cheap VAs in Philippines and just really cheap Asian type of countries. I always had much better results with people who speak English either as a first language but are from a cheap country like South Africa, or in a Eastern Europe kind of area. I work a lot of Ukrainians. They're incredible people. They're hardworking, they're smart, they're humble, they speak great English, and they're always on time and reliable. So I can only say good things about working with Ukrainians. But the point is, having a personal assistant saves you time, which saves you money in the long run and makes you more money, and saves you so much stress, because you can focus on the things you really want to focus on that compound over long term and make you much more. Next thing you should be doing in your 30s is dressing well. This is where, again, you're leveling up. People look at you. You want to represent something. You're also asking people for more, right? You're in your 30s. You might charge more if you provide a service. You might want to get a higher position in your company if you're there. You want to date hotter women. You want to get access to better social circles. You want to build stuff, blah, blah, blah. Well, people will judge you based on your clothing.
What are you wearing?
So you need to do a real stock take of your current wardrobe, and you need to be critical and need to think, does this make me look like a 22-year-old, or does this make me look like a grown-up? If I, present myself in this to somebody who I hope to collaborate with, somebody who I respect, will they respect me, or will they already have a bit of bad taste about that? Dress well. If you need to hire a stylist, if you need to book a call with me or my assistant coaches, we are very educated on which type of clothing makes sense in what area of your life and for which purposes. We are not like, everybody needs a suit or everybody needs this. Clothing has a purpose, and it's to communicate something, and you want to communicate different things in different times. So if you need coaching on that, I'm available. And the last thing that you should be doing in your 30s, let me correct. The thing you have to do in your 30s, and the thing you have to figure out finally in your 30s, if you haven't done before, is seduction. This was a point in your 20s, but I know that many people just don't do it in their 20s. They don't focus on seduction, on learning proper communication, on stopping women, on talking to women, on becoming confident, on working on your inner game. So again, big wake-up call. If you're in your 40s or 30s right now and you didn't figure it out, please do it. Take it serious. You bought this program. This is great. But also do the stuff that we have in this program. Show up to the calls, book extra sessions if you need to. Come on a live workshop, get trained by me. This is the biggest skill that will help you with everything I just listed before. So figure out your seduction skills. I know it's not easy alone. That's why we are here. So show up to the classes. And if you need one-on-one training, also I'm available for it. I want to help you.